Well, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. But like Pat Summitt said, a win is a win is a win. And Tennessee gets the job done in Starkville, Mississippi, 41-34. Didn't look the way any of us wanted it to look. It didn't look the way any of us thought it would necessarily look. But Tennessee wins the football game. This is a thing that has been reoccurring for this team in 2025. I mean, if we want to really be serious, this has been a thing that's carried into this program since Josh Heupel has taken over the reins. Is it the road for Heupel? Is it mismanagement of preparation? Like, what is it? I got C2. I got Dylan with me. We got a lot to get into today. On the next day, gonna be some heat. There's gonna be some arguments. So the chat, this is your show. This is your show. It always is your show. But I am so thankful we didn't end up like we did 2 weeks ago in our own place with an L. You win this game in overtime, quite literally almost the same way you lost it. Now, what's next for the Vols? Let's tap in on a Sunday, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Ruck in the building. Got my guys C2 and my guys Dylan. Y'all know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the next day, Mississippi State week. Let's get it.
Tennessee's the program to keep an eye on. If you want to know which program that's not currently at the head table of college football, it's Tennessee.
Now Meshack's got to go. A fire! Fire wins it! Jahmai Meshack wins it! He needs a strike. Burton needs a bolt. Swing and a miss! And for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball.
What is good? What is good? What is good? What is good, everybody? It's your boy Ruck in the building, joined by my guys Dylan and C2. Y'all know what to do, though, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe. Join this thing, man. We are growing, like I say every show, and I'm not lying. It just keeps growing. You just keep doing what you're doing. You keep hitting the like button. You know what that is doing? Pushing the algorithm, right? Like, this is all a game. They don't make it easy, y'all. They don't make it easy, but it's all a game, man. Hit the like button if you're watching live right now. Send it to somebody. Your girlfriend sitting beside you. I don't care if you're watching it and she watching it on your phone. Tell her to turn it on her phone. She can have her own screen. You see what I'm saying? Your mama, what's she doing? I hope she ain't watching Baltimore get killed tonight. Tell her to get on straight up Tennessee. Oh, boys, happy Sunday, man. What's good?
Hey, we got to win. That's good.
Yep, I'm about right there in the same boat. It's a win.
Y'all, these boys is not happy, okay? I'm just going to tell y'all this to start the show. They ain't happy.
I'm happy about a few things.
Y'all ain't happy to be winners. Y'all ain't happy to be winners, bro. Y'all are literally stuck in 2010 to 2020 wishing that we ain't going to be perfect, bro. We can't be perfect.
There's a whole lot of room between yesterday and perfect.
Brother, I'm not talking that, but see, that's what you're saying. That's shallow to think. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is we still acting like we in 2015 again. Like we acting like we're 8-4, like year after year after year. We're acting like we are just not like basically the way we've been acting is like we're no good. We don't play good against anybody. Oh my God, we suck at this, we suck at that. We've had moments and we've had bad moments, we've had good moments. I personally think the defense won us that football game yesterday. 1,000,000%.
Absolutely did.
And I think if you had to put the entire performance of the defense on a scale, I give them a B+.
That's fair.
I'd give the players a B+.
Who's coaching the players, though? I don't listen. We don't like Tim Banks. We can put that out there. We don't. It is what it is with Tim Banks, right? But you cannot say that the players ain't in position due to they're just in position because we called the wrong play.
Yeah, sometimes he calls great plays that get people in positions and they can make incredible plays. Other times when we need to do something to stem the flow, we just back the hell off and don't do anything. And we just hope for the best. Sometimes, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
I just think here's what I'll say, and then we'll get into flow. Because look, the pass rush, unbelievable last night. Caleb Herring is going first round in 2027. He's going to stay another year. He might try to go this year if he keep eating like this. But Josh Josephs is getting drafted. Tyree West, Lord Jesus, that's been Corey's boy from the jump. This dude is insane, bro. Here's the thing about Tyree, okay? You don't like you see Tyree and you're like, okay, like he gonna make some plays. But like when he hits people, like I fear for their lives. Like Chapin went limp, y'all. He went limp for approximately 25 seconds, like didn't know what was happening. And the best thing is pass rush was nasty. The secondary played great. Other than, in my opinion, the deep ball bust that if dude would have caught it, that could have changed the game early, right? But it was a drop. But dude, you held a Mississippi State passing offense that's been passing the football for over 275 yards a game to 180 yards in the air. That's good football.
Yep. Pass defense was a lot better than it has been.
I'm just saying, the facts are facts. The facts are facts. The passing defense was good yesterday.
Who did they put those stats up against, though?
Well,
who did we injure to not have to worry about it?
It doesn't matter who they put it up against because we put way worse pass defense stats up against just as bad of opponents.
This is Dylan. I'm telling y'all, bro. Y'all need to lay hands on Dylan. He is living in a bad place right now. He like, well, who did they have to stop? Well, we ain't stopped the cold, Dylan. We ain't stopped nobody all year. Okay.
I will be right there with him when we get to offense, just for the record.
Oh, that's fine. But I will say this. I'm gonna say this loud and clear. I better not hear no slander from Joey Aguilar at all tonight.
I got some quirks.
Oh my God.
I only got one thing. Like there's one play that I saw and it wasn't a bad play. It was just he took way too much time before he threw the ball away at the end.
That was all Joey. That was his fault. That was 1,000,000%. Because I go back and watch that and I'm like, that was not Heupel's fault. We blaming Heupel. That was Joey Aguilar's fault. He ran around for 9 seconds before we even threw and Boo Carter screwed that up from the beginning, if we want to be honest. Why was he trying to run left, right, back, forth, up, down? He took I think 21 seconds off the punt. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? You out here twerking on the field.
Which he didn't need to do because he did enough on defense that he didn't need to make. He could have not made another play all game in any other way because this is the first game all year I can say Boo Carter showed up on defense the whole time.
Yeah, he played well. I was very surprised. And let's do this, y'all. From the top, goodness gracious, because dude, this could go left. This could go anywhere. There's so much good and there's so much bad. So it's like I don't even know where to start. But I mean, I guess the best place to start is probably gonna be right here, y'all. Obviously, y'all getting an instant reaction, right? Like we like to load up and just how do we feel? But on a more realistic, like give how you feel, like C2, how are you feeling after the game now?
It's a solid mixture of positivity from what I saw on defense and nervousness in what I'm seeing become a trend in our offense against Power 5 opponents.
Deal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna echo that. I mean, yes, we won a game that historically we would lose, but once that competition goes up, what's gonna happen?
I am somewhere between psychotic and iconic, somewhere between I want it and I got it. No, I'm just playing. Drizzy. I am somewhere in between. There's things to clean up, but historically, under Josh Heupel, you lose that game 100 out of 100 times. And so while, yes, there are things that have to work, I think with time, it's a time thing. I don't think even like, will we lose a game this year due to how that has been a thing? We could, right? Like, but to me, and this is just to me, and then we'll keep it moving. That was the one that you were supposed to lose if you were going to lose one. As far as the way the game ended up being, we gave them points, people. We gave them way too many opportunities. They gave us too many opportunities. Like, if we want to be honest, like, it was the most back and forth weird. It was weird. It was just a weird football game. You had opportunities to go put the nail in the coffin, and we would do something different, and it just wouldn't work. But keeping it moving here, boys. Let's talk about the offense since we're already there. Okay, let's dive into the offense. Let's talk about it. What an up and down performance. I felt like, okay, take off the 14 points from the defense that they got us, right? Let's take off 14 points, and that offense still put points on the board at the end of the day, right? So you score 41 as a team, but the offense still scores 27. I'm going to say this before we dive into full offense, like, standouts, improvements. I love you, dude, and, you cool and everything. We need a kicker, bro. Bad. We got to get a kicker. We got to get a place kicker. Not Tuberville's putting the ball in the first row every time on kickoff, so that's not what I'm talking about. We got to get a kicker, bro. And I love that you're from Tennessee, and you the cookie monster, but we ain't gonna get no cookies all year, bro. Like, we got cookies once against ETSU, and you even said you was thinking about it. You was nervous to kick that one. So, like, if it ain't within 35, y'all, Heupel is not gonna kick that ball. I'm telling y'all. So, and I think that was another reason for that late game clock management. I don't think he trusted him to kick it again, in my opinion. I think it's kind of an up and down thing. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But offensively, who was your standouts? Who'd you like? I mean, I think all of us can agree that Chris Brazzell is the best receiver in college football right now.
Yep, easily.
I liked most of the players on the field on offense. I think there's definitely some good and some bad when you get into like Staley, Kitzelman, and Matthews. I would say more of the good is on the Staley and Matthews side, whereas Kitzelman was a bit of 50-50, also factoring in his blocking. Who I have a problem with offensively from this game and just over the course of this season is the play calling. The play calling is bad at specific times.
Oh,
and
okay.
I see your face, Ruck.
I
see your face.
I'm scratching.
I see your face.
Just dive into that a little bit, because I just
here's
want
the thing.
I just want to
Here's the thing. It's not even necessary. It's not. It is situational, but it's not always situational, because there's this trend in these Power 5 games where for whatever reason we just decide to stop running. And I was told yesterday that it was because they were putting 7+ men in the box. So I went back and watched every single run play of this entire game, paused it at the handoff, and counted how many little Mississippi State white jerseys I saw, and then factored in how many yards there were. So D Bishop before his 25-yard touchdown run in overtime, which, by the way, had 8 men in the box, was averaging 4.6 yards per carry. After the 25 yards, 8 yards per carry, and that is just against boxes with 7+ men in them.
Now, let me
That's
say this.
not
Let me say
counting
this.
for the whole game.
That last play, it was man on man with 8 in the box, though. That was the difference.
But that's
ran
exactly
12.
my point.
Right, but we didn't do that all game.
We don't know what they're gonna do just because they have 7 men in the box.
Understand. And I think that's all scheme, though. That's all scheme. And so while yes, you can go back and count and look, and I'm gonna let you keep going because I want to know this because this will be super interesting. But that specific play, bro, that if you watch it was man on man. Like when you're even, run the ball. There's no that's football. Like when you're even, run it.
That's where I would disagree slightly. I think if we've got a tight end in and it's 6 blocking 7, and we've either got Bishop or Thomas in, we shouldn't only run it with them 3 times in the first half of a football game. Because I trust them to beat one man more often than not. Now, Starr struggled against 7+ fronts. I'll give you that. He had 2.2 yards per carry. Peyton Lewis had 3.3 yards per carry. Joey only had 1 designed run against an 8-man box, and that was that designed run for a touchdown. So 6 yards per carry for him.
Which was right?
Yeah, here's my thing. Total plays where a designed running back run lost yards this week was 2. We had
I'm telling y'all, bro. Deal think Derek Dooley coaching, bro. I'm telling y'all.
We had 2 plays where a running back lost a yard. One of those was against a 7+ man box. One was a 6-man box, and it was after Perry went down injured.
That's two TFLs with 6 or 7.
Yeah,
got it.
Here's my thing, though, because it's not about the yards for me. Big plays in this game. Plays where 20+ yards were gained after a run play, or the 20+ yard gain was a run play. We had 6. We should have had 8. Mike Matthews dropped one that was after a run that would have been a touchdown, and Brazel's pass interference was also after a run play, which would make it 8 and 2 more touchdowns based off of mixing in run with the pass. 20+ yard plays that were either after another pass or to start a drive, we had 2. So when we mix in the run, we're able to hit more, we're able to do more. But I'm still not done. When we get into the inside the 30, and this is the part I can understand a little bit the rest of it, not running it when you're closer to your side of the field when they've got 7 men in the box, whatever. Here's the part that pissed me off yesterday and still pisses me off a little bit today. Inside the 30-yard line, inside their 30, times where we were inside their 30 and we did not run a single designed run the whole rest of the drive. Field goal after passing 3 straight times for a grand total of 3 yards when Bishop just ran for 11 yards to get us to the 23. We had to settle for a field goal because we decided to pass it 3 times instead of continuing to feed him. Touchdown from Brazel. Brazel, good touchdown. Penalty got us to the 15.
Yeah, that was RPO for sure. That was a run pass. He pulled that. That was a good read by Joey.
Yep. Missed field goal after passing 3 straight times. 1 was a sack and then 2 incompletions after a screen to Starr got us down to the 27. And then a field goal, and this is the one that kills me. 4 straight pass plays. Now, granted, 1 was good. 1 was a catch for 17 yards. The 3 of the pass plays that came after that were from the 10 or 9 yard line with Deshaun Bishop on the field, who at this point in the game was averaging 4.5 yards per carry. And we're going to throw it 3 times from the 10-yard line. Now, inside the Mississippi State 30, where we ran at least 1 designed run play, 2 touchdowns. We only did that on 2 drives. Both were touchdowns. So 4 drives, we had to settle for a total of 13 points. 2 drives, we got 14 points out of it because we mixed in the run. That trend carries over through all of our Power 5 games. I went back through every play of every Power 5 game we have played this year. That's Syracuse, who they looked horrible yesterday, but I want people, or Saturday, I want people to remember they lost their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, what would we look like without Joey Aguilar?
Not good. Plays for 20 plus yards that were either a run or followed a run this year against Power 5 opponents. 13. Plays of over 20 yards that did not follow a run, 5, and 2 of those are to Deshaun Bishop. They were passes to him that he ran for 20 yards. From inside the 30 with at least 1 designed run, we have scored 55 total points, average points per trip 5. One of those is the missed field goal to Georgia. We didn't get any points. The other one is the first game against Syracuse where Joey and Starr messed up their handoff and it caused a fumble. From inside the 30 with at least 2 designed runs, we've scored a total of 42 points and are averaging 6 points a trip. The only one we didn't score a touchdown was the missed field goal with Georgia. From inside the 30 with 0 designed runs, we are scoring, we've scored 18 total points, but we're averaging 4 per trip. So I don't get the thinking that goes into the play calling when we get inside the 30 and we just decide to forget that we have 2 incredible running backs and 1 running back who would be starting for most other SEC schools, even though he's the 3rd best running back on our team. The play calling in those situations specifically is suspect. The play calling in all, when we just choose to completely go away from the run, is mind-boggling to me. In part because of what I did at the very first time I dove into all these numbers, where we looked at Joey's attempts per game and how that translated into wins and everything. It's not that Joey's making bad plays, and it's not Joey's fault really that the attempts in this game went horribly awry. And yes, on offense, I see people wanting to give Mississippi State props. Yes, I will give them some props. On offense, they were a little bit better than I thought they were. Luckily, we were better on defense than I thought we were going to be, so we ended up winning. But when it comes to them and passing, they forced 1 incompletion all game. So before we go all in giving Mississippi State props on doing something on defense, they forced 1 incompletion all game. The 2 interceptions, the second one is, I'm going to say, is like 60% Kitzelman's fault because you're a big tight end. You should be able to bring that in. Yes, it was a little high. But they aren't even counting those. So when you look at PFF, they aren't even counting those interceptions as forced incompletions because it wasn't something the defender did to cause the incompletion.
Yeah. They just dropped, bro.
So before we go giving them flowers, yes, they deserve flowers for that being a close game. Their fans on one half of the stadium showed up. The cowbells were super loud, and their offense played way better than I thought they were going to. Completely. Their defense, however, they didn't really do anything to us. We killed ourselves. The 6 drops didn't help. Not being able to catch a punt to save our lives didn't help.
Yeah.
That's what I've got on the offense. And that's why I'm a little upset where my negativity is coming from, Ruck.
Yeah, I mean, I say, 6 drops. Joey was 24 of 40 yesterday, 335, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. You take 6 drops away. I mean, he's 75%. He finished the game 60%, right? You take 6 of those away.
And 1 more touchdown.
Yeah, if you don't take that and the Brazzle, right? Like,
2 more touchdowns there.
He's 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's probably over 400 yards. literally over 400 yards. And so, I agree. I think defensively Mississippi State was able to the way that their blitz schemes were confusing our tackles, mainly Sham. on the left side. So, that's why Joey was on the ground a little bit. And this is when I'm going to toss it to Dylan, because I think this kind of correlates to what he's going to say about Joey Aguilar's play specifically. Was Joey was getting heated up a little bit. And I think it caused a little bit of that array. But Dill, go ahead and dive into that a little bit.
Yeah. So from what I could tell, Mississippi State was throwing a lot of simulated pressures at him. And for anybody that doesn't know, that's just like showing 6 and sending 5 and trying to disguise blitzes and everything like that. But I've noticed that when Joey gets hit, call it a sack, call it whatever, he gets a little I don't know how exactly to describe it, but the ball comes out high almost every time. The first time he got sacked, the very next pass was incomplete. Second time he got sacked, that was the interception off Miles Kitzman's hands. And yes, you can say you got to catch that, but there's no reason why a 6-yard pass should be Miles Kitzman has to jump for that. You got to get it in his chest. All three of us can make that pass. You got to calm down. You got to put it there. But yeah, the offensive line, for the most part, I was impressed because they were getting tested all night long. And I will say that Starr, I kind of feel like the reason we're not seeing him as much is because he cannot pass protect.
No, sir.
He looked like Samson in 2022 out there because he was just getting ran over again and again. But overall, I mean, don't get me wrong, we did some nice things, but we have to stop shooting ourselves in the foot whenever we get on offense, because I don't know how many plays it was. I haven't even done my rewatch yet, to be honest with you. This is a raw reaction, but Braylon, we need better out of you.
That was a bad night for him, man. And he's not, and that's the thing where I can say I think that's like snapping clear for him, because that's not him. That hasn't been him all year, really. He's made some big plays, and I still say this, man, and this is just what I think. Y'all don't have to agree with me. He still made the biggest play of the game.
For sure.
Third and 6, Joey scrambling out of the pocket. Sees he comes open late, right? Like it's not like, so Brazel was open across the middle late as well as Joey was rolling. He didn't come up until late, and I think that was designed. But they got, again, what you just said, that simulated pressure, it got there way faster than I even thought on the play. I was like, whoa, dude filled the gap so fast. Joey has to get out of the pocket. Joey has to get out of the pocket, rolls right, 3rd and 6, hit Braylon for about a 10-yard throw for him, but Braylon catches it and still needs 2 more and gets 4.
Right.
Like, that is big. Like, that's what we needed. We needed that. But I mean, and you could see this, man. They were trying to keep him in. They were trying to get Braylon in the game.
Yep.
Swing passes out of the backfield, quick crossers where we know, bro, Staley catches that, he's going to get 10, 15, 20. Like, that's just what he does. But, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Braylon Staley's dad played at Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some correlation to the intense moment for him. And so I think nerves for him were at an all-time high due to, his dad obviously is in the stadium. This is his alma mater. He's playing against his alma mater 20 years later, right? You don't want to say, well, that's the reason he dropped the ball. But, it's hard for me to be like, there's not some correlation. Just wanting to show out for your dad in front of his, you know what I mean? I can see that being pressure. But he still made a way and came up with some big plays for us. C2, you had mentioned Mike Matthews. I thought this was Mike Matthews' best game as a Vol.
He quietly led us in receiving yards.
Yeah, I would say
he ate last night to me. I mean, like if we're just saying Mike had a bad game because of the big drop, then that's kind of crazy to me.
No, I don't think he had a bad game at all. I said there was some good and some bad, and I think mostly good from him. Out of receivers not named Chris Brazel, he had the lowest drop percentage in the game, whereas Miles and Braylon each dropped 33% of the passes they were targeted with, and Starr dropped 25% of the ones he was targeted with, although I guess technically he's not a receiver. My issue, and hopefully it's getting better. I think it's getting better for some of them for sure. On the season, our next two receivers have dropped 10% or more of the passes thrown their way. Mike is at 12%, Braylon's at 10.7, and then Miles Kitzelman has dropped almost 20% of the passes thrown his way on the season.
Yeah,
He's at 17.6.
I try to tell people still love them some Kisselman. Hey man,
Because the dude can block.
not last night.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Billy Bob says, "Where's Jack?" I don't know if again, the same thing, bro. It's a young cat who I think has a whole lot of upside, and he's going to play a lot the rest of the year, right? Ethan Davis is nursing an injury. I think Ethan Davis, he could be back Arkansas, right? I think it's a shoulder thing for sure with him. But he could be back for Arkansas. But I thought, man, Dylan, and I don't know if y'all agree with me on this one, but man, I thought last night was a game for Ethan Davis to show out had he played. Just with the way they were playing us, dude. He is our best receiving tight end. And we've had to force feed Kisselman right now because of Ethan's injury, really. Like, he got hurt during Georgia, never was the same, right? And so he's really only played like 3.5 games. And so it's hard to not even 3.5, really. I mean, yeah, almost 2.5 games because he didn't even play yesterday, right? So,
yeah. I know the chat is asking where's Jack, but I'm asking where's Deshaun Brame.
And if Ablin thought that kid was ready, he would play him. I really think so. And something. So. Now he was out 2 weeks, right? He didn't play against Georgia or ETSU, right, because of real injury or something.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a health thing that's keeping him away, or is Brame really just like that guy when it comes to the passing game? And right now he cannot block. Like what is it?
I'm not sure. We got to figure it out though, because we cannot have 2 scholarship tight ends.
Great question here. Great question here. Billy Bob says, "Do y'all regret letting go of Holden Stays?" Here's the thing, and I'm gonna let you answer that, C2. Holden Stays underperformed. We gave him an opportunity. Holden Stays is having a great time in Indiana, playing lesser competition, and somehow they're the number 8 team in the country. How does that make sense? But and that AP poll is the worst. Anyways, C2, you go ahead.
I don't regret letting go of anyone who doesn't want to be here. Is where I'm at. Just saying, unless they have like valid reason, like we're never giving them the ball, we're never giving them a chance, like whatever, and they go somewhere else and ball. Yeah, I regret letting go of those guys. Yeah. But if it's someone we've given chances, we've paid, we've done what we said we were going to do, we've done what they've asked, and they still want out. All right. Bye.
I think a little bit. Excuse me. I think a little bit of the thing with Holden Stays too was he didn't want to compete in that room. Like, he wanted to be tight end number 1, and that was it. And then honestly, Miles Kisselman was just better last year, right? So there was a little bit of both. Let's see. Matt says, "Let's talk about Little Moy boys." Huh?
Jackson
like
Moy?
Jackson Moy? Like, retype that, Matt, because that right now that sounds a little. Matt, that sound little something, Matt. But okay, boys. Here, I got a couple of things here. Chris Brazzell is a dude. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. People saying Jordan Tyson's a better wide receiver. Listen, brother. Chris Brazzell is the best wide receiver in the country, and statistical numbers say a lot about this. He said, "What did he say?" He said, "I'm out." What you talking, Matt? Just retype your question when you said, "Let's talk about Little Moy boys," whatever that was. Retype it so we can help, so we can answer it. Says receiving touchdowns. Chris Brazzell has 7, first in the FBS, first in the SEC. Receiving yards, 531. Second in the FBS. First in the SEC. Catches, 31. Follow me. 12th in catches in the entire FBS. But guess what? First in the SEC. 10-plus yard receiving catches. 21. Third in the FBS. First in the SEC.
And that catch he made yesterday, where he was literally doing like a 360 in midair, getting hit at the same time, catching the ball.
Hey, bro.
That was stupid.
Cinema. Cinema, bro. Pure cinema. I mean, it was I want to know who Ghost Running is and who you cheer for, my friend. I'd love to know that. I'd love to know. Maybe I'm not sure if we made Matt mad, but maybe he left. I'm not quite sure. I want him to answer. I want him to retype his question because I really didn't understand it. But oh well. Let's see what else we got in here. Chat is wild. I'm kind of going back up to the top here. Let's see. Aaron Duck. Better find some defense this bye week. I don't know, man. I was happy with the defense, and I think maybe it's because we've been so bad all year. And I can't even say so bad. We've had good moments in games, and we've had horrendous moments in games. Yesterday, you couldn't stop a nosebleed in the middle half of this game, but something in the fourth quarter just started to click, and we just started getting whatever we wanted. And Joshua Josephs talked about that post game, right? He was like, it became a lot of us weren't working as a team. Like it wasn't us fitting gaps the right way. And he's like, he couldn't speak for the secondary or the linebackers. He's like, he can only speak for the defensive line. And he just said they weren't fitting well. And once they decided, hey, let's click this up. I mean, we handled business from the fourth quarter to the end of the game, right? Like we looked like vintage Rodney Garner type defensive line.
The running defense wasn't great. However, you're not going to have a great run defense every single game is where I'm coming from. And I'm not worried about our running defense because it has been good otherwise all year. Seeing the pass defense actually play well for the most part to make up for that was a net positive to me.
Yeah. Here's my issue with it is that, yes, the interior of the line got worked, but there was a lot of double teams, and those linebackers at the second level have to come down and fill those gaps. Arian Carter did a great job. He led the team in 17 tackles.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Tulander was dead weight. And, I mean, most of the tackles that he got, it was Fluff running him over, and he was just holding on to his ankles.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Edwin Spillman needs to pick his spot up or what, but we can't have that anymore this season. So, either he figures it out and he plays better, or we need to start looking at replacements. And Jackson Moy, he didn't have the greatest game, but he's hurt. I'll give him a little bit of flowers for that. Tyree West, Caleb Herring, Josh Josephs, they all did their thing. But I've noticed this, and Bull over at Blue Chip Breakdown actually brought this up in his video today. I'm not sure why we always crash on the inside from our Leo positions.
I don't get that either.
Because they set the edge on us all night long, and we kept crashing inside. But if we can just get healthy and hopefully get David Hobbs back, maybe we can get a little bit better at stopping the run. But at this point in the season, I'm not holding my breath through what I've seen through 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, my guy moved. Oh, go ahead.
To back you up, Dill, on the Edwin Spillman, across all the games this year on PFF scores, he is only 2 spots behind Arian Carter. and he is 14 spots ahead of T-Lander. And the only thing he's grading worse on is coverage, and not by a whole lot.
Yeah, and I think that's something he'll grow in, right? He's got the athleticism to be good in coverage, which is why I think he was better even last night, bro. Like he handled his own. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know who gave us great minutes last night? Jordan Burns gave us great snaps last night. And I totally understand now. That kid can run, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, Jordan Burns was getting sideline to sideline so quick. And I'm like, okay, this is it. Like, if this kid can stay 100% healthy, he's going to be able to help Tennessee. He really will. But I think the starters got to be Ed and AC right now, bro.
Yeah. If Burns can figure out how to cover, you won't be able to take him off the field.
Dude. He's long, bro. Jordan Burns is long. He's lane. He's stretchy. He's got that twitch of like an NFL strong safety, but he's playing linebacker because he got speed, right? I'm gonna come down to you, Matt, in a second. My guy Mucho over here says Herring and West got to the quarterback. Run game D wasn't good, but 5 sacks and 2 defensive touchdowns. I think we got 6 sacks, boys. Am I wrong about that? Let's go back. Let's start from the beginning. Caleb Herring had 2. Tyree West had 2. Don Bailey had 1. And that was it? Don Bailey, 2 from Don Bailey, 2 from Tyree, 2 from Caleb.
I think so.
Okay. Dang, I wanted 6. I said 6 before the game.
PFF isn't counting Don Bailey's as a sack, so maybe we did get
that was definitely a sack. My boy Zeke, what up, Zeke? He says Tyree West and Josh Josephs are the best defensive ends in the country. And you know what's great about that is they play complete opposite sides of the line. So they're on the field together all the time. You know what? Like Tyree Weathersby didn't have a bad game. He did get washed a ton when they kept running that trap zone read play that they were killing us on in the first 2 quarters. That's a growth thing for Tyree, though, Deal. Wouldn't you think? Like, he hadn't seen a lot of that because he hadn't played a lot of downs for Tennessee over the years. Like, this is his first year really getting snaps. I think he's smart enough to now he's seen it. And I have a hard time thinking Tyree Weathersby will struggle with that again. But I think that's why you saw so much success from Tyree West is because that's what Arkansas did to us last year, right? With Jaquin and Jackson, that's all they wanted to do. Just outside zone and then that trap zone, like right up like B gap. It was just over and over and over again, and they just kept doing it. But Tyree, once they started fitting those gaps better, bro, I mean, it was nice. What do y'all think, man? Zeke also says, what do y'all think about David Sanders' debut? Other than the false start penalty, I mean, he held his own. He had a key ceiling block on Joey's touchdown run, if you don't remember. He sealed that safety from getting over because Dave. Now, here's the problem. Dave was so excited. He got upfield way too quick. But that safety could have got to Joey, but Dave did wash him down. And so what I saw from David Sanders is a young dude that's going to be real good at Tennessee. That's the best thing I can say is I think he's young. I think that was a great game for him to have to come in. Like Jesse goes down and we're like, well, come on, Dave. And I think he played 9 snaps. And I mean, bro, those all of them except one were great snaps from him. Pass pro, he looked good. Everything. I mean, Dave, I think if you have to give him a grade off of 9 plays, right? I'd give him probably a B minus, maybe. Like I feel like you can't really give him an A or anything like that. Nothing was really necessarily ran towards his side except Joey Aguilar's touchdown run there in the 4th quarter. But what y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, he looks the part and he plays the part, but Dave, I know it's your first start. You got to calm down.
He was lit, bro.
He was turned, dude. But just calm it down. Take a deep breath. He's going to be a 3-year starter here if he keeps doing what he's doing.
For sure. What you think, C2?
Yeah, I mean, I think he hasn't really even been involved in practice, right?
It's been day to day. I don't know what that means for Tennessee though, dude. Like I don't know what that means for us at all. I don't know.
Regardless, getting your first snaps, and I don't care where it is, if the crowd is full and the crowd is being loud in the SEC, getting your first snaps in a road game against an SEC opponent where the stadium's full and it's a close game late in that game too, when the pressure's on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I think he looked as good as you can hope for someone to look coming in like that.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Matt, here's that question. He says, let's talk a little bit about Jackson Moy coming back and how he impacted the game. How he played his first game back. Is that better, Sir Ruck? Hey, Matt, you crazy, dude. Here's what I'll say this, and then y'all go after it. What Jackson Moy provided is the exact thing that we have been missing. Let me explain. What have we been saying? Like, where is Bryson Eason? Where is this person? Where is this person? Well, Jax was doing everything he could to just provide some type of clogging.
Yeah.
And it was allowing Caleb Herring and it was allowing Tyree to feast on those tackles. Those tackles, I don't know any tackles that are going to be able to stop those dudes. If Jax is able to get that type of clog type in the middle. Now, in run fits, you could tell Jax was a little out of like he ain't played in a few games. You could definitely tell. But when it came to pass pro, he had one job and one job only, and that was to make it hard for that center. And he did it. And because the center needed help, the guard had to help, then that tackle had no help, and we were shaping up. So Jackson gets probably a C for me. I mean, I think he was a little bit more explosive from what I remember last year. Like we're talking about that was Jackson Moy's first game, literally. Like he played against Syracuse, but 3 plays, right? Like he didn't play. This was Jackson Moy's first game in 2025. He will be better once we get to Alabama. What y'all think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You can definitely tell that he was rushed back because, like you said, on the run fits, he could not close his gap, but he was providing a lot of traffic in the middle of that offensive line.
So much.
And that's why they just killed us to death with that outside zone, because if you look at the middle, it was not there at all. But just get him healthy. His bye week should help that. And hopefully we get David back next week too. And that will help out a ton. But we need those guys back bad.
Hey, Dill. Not Dill, but I guess it was C2. You were on the midweek chat with me this week, right? Yeah. Tyler said this on Wednesday.
He did?
He literally said it on Wednesday. He said, we have to put Edwin Spillman in with Carter. And I'm now on that team, bro. I think we saw what 2 extremely athletic kids can do together on the field. And Arion Carter, I mean, I can't say this and actually mean it, but I'm going to say it. Like, I wish he didn't have to play so many snaps. Just because, like, dude, you can't have 17 tackles every night, bro. I mean, especially in the SEC, bro. You ain't gonna have a shoulder, bro. Like, your shoulder's gonna look like Keenan Allen's, bro. Like you're gonna have bones just sticking out of your shoulder, you know. And so, this is why you got to spell him some, and I think that was really good when we were able to spell him with Jordan Burns. But I mean, I definitely think Spillman has earned his keep.
And I think that also goes into my grade on Moy, Matt. I didn't think he looked great as far as like he didn't do anything to like wow me. I don't normally expect that from a player coming back their first game from an injury.
Yeah.
So I think a C is fair. I think the most important thing he provided was us being able to rotate guys out a little more, like some of our top guys like Josephs or West out, to just like let them breathe. And that's important. I mean, I was looking at this on defense this year. Our pass rush is insane this year. And it's not necessarily going to give more total like pressures than we did last year, because last year we had 240 total pressures over the
Right.
course of the full year.
Right.
We're at 91 this year. So we definitely could pass that. I mean, if we continue at the same pace, we will, but we also know we're going to be facing harder competition. But the thing is, we've got 20 sacks already compared to 33.
Here's my thing though, bro. Here's my thing. The pressure rate like you mentioned last year, like we were getting there, but we were not closing. Now you're closing, bro. You're closing the dough. That's more and to me, that's more impressive and more impacting. Like it's impacting the game. You got a strip sack fumble. It's impacting the game now. You know what I mean? Like, how many defensive touchdowns do we have now? 3? 4?
I think.
Colton Hood scoop and score. Colton Hood pick. Josh Joseph scoop and score. Right? 3? Is that all we got?
Yeah.
I think it's 3.
But I feel like I would be interested this week, C2, for By the Numbers on Wednesday. I would be interested to see what the defensive turnover margin is comparatively in Heupel's tenure here. Because in 2021, it was terrible. 2022, it was even worse. This year, I feel like, man, it's like every game we're getting something defensively. Fumble, something. We're getting something. So I'd be interested to see what that margin looks like over the course of the 5 years now. And I know you can't really give this year a full sample size, but through 5 games, like, dang, bro, we probably have more than we had last year total. I'd be interested about that. Okay. Let's see. Sam in the chat. What's up, Sam? He says, I think Staley was too amped up because his dad played at Mississippi State. If he fields that first punt correctly, I truly think we blow them out. That was, you know what, guys? Like, did that not awfully remind you of what happened and how we were able to kill LSU in 2022?
Yep.
Like that's like when that happened, I literally like my face was in my hands, like, oh no. Because like we gave them 7 there. You get the ball at the 22, you're like, bro, you're gonna score the football, right? Like you're gonna score the football. Here's one thing that I want to say, y'all. A muffed punt. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. We have 4 defensive touchdowns on the year. Colton has an interception and fumble return. For
Caleb Beasley. And
Caleb Beasley has 1, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the punch out by Boo Carter pickup. Yeah, 4 defensive touchdowns. A muffed punt. 2 interceptions that you could say they're Joey's fault or not. A drop touchdown by Mike. A horrible pass interference call. A field goal kicker that, honestly, guys, we just can't trust right now. And an offense that is still struggling with the 2-minute drill. Which of these is the bigger concern right now?
2-minute drill.
I'd say drops. Because if we're going to keep passing inside the 30, we can't be dropping them.
Well, to that argument, when we get rolling, we're catching the ball.
Which is crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. But then we get a penalty or something else, and it kills the entire drive.
But I get back to what C2 mentioned earlier in the show, earlier tonight, was the thing that typically gets this team rolling is the run game, bro. It really is. And I don't think that we've necessarily gotten out of it. I think that we're so excited about all of these new wrinkles that we have. So, and the route tree is amazing, y'all. Like, if you go and look at some of these route trees, but like, okay, let's go back to the Brazzell 4th down catch. Okay, in the 4th quarter, the 4th down catch over the middle by Brazzell. Nobody on our team the last 4 years could have ran that route. A return route to the middle of the field on 4th and 4, and Joey puts it where only Brazzell's gonna catch that football. Throw it tall and let him bring that thing down, and he freaking does it. I mean, if you look at the safeties there, it looked like too high, but what happened is that safety in the box again. Why we didn't run it? I genuinely thought we were going to run the football there. I really did, because the way they had it, looked just like a normal cover 2 man, but they had another safety, so it was like they were in a nickel. But the safety that would technically be the star, like Boo Carter, late flies out of the box. Like flies out of the box. So I'm like, oh, shoot, he's going to run it. But if you've seen what we started to do late in that game, we started to put the running back about a yard in front of Joey for pass protection. And we did that to start that play, so I knew we weren't going to run the football. But the dude, I mean, when that safety flew back, I was like, man, Joey's going to have to just make the best decision here. And Brazel probably ran the best route I have seen a Tennessee receiver run in 5 years. I'm not even lying, dude. And Mike was open too, but I understood why Joey didn't throw that football because Mike was on kind of like a bang 8, and he was open in the middle of the field, but we didn't need 30. We didn't need 30 yards. We needed 4, and we got 7. And so smart play by Joey. Now that is when that's a veteran. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's a veteran. Boo Carter absolutely smashed that wide receiver on that. Oh, bro, God almighty. But see, here's the thing though. Boo's hilarious. Okay, he smacks the dude, fails to think like, I wonder if he might have fumbled it because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he hit the dude and instantly he's like,
yeah,
just like on the ground. I was like, bro, what if this was a fumble, bro, and you out here celebrating, bro? But he said, I feel like he would just keep his mind right. He could develop into an Eric Berry style player. He could, man. But I'm gonna just tell y'all this right now: it would be a miracle if Boo Carter is here after the December portal window. I mean, it'd be a miracle. Yeah. There's no way he's gonna be a Vol next year. No way.
Here's the last thing I'll say about running it, and really when I think it's most important when you're facing grade A talent or when you're on the road, because it just helps settle everyone down. Braylon Staley is young. Mike Matthews is young. These are young receivers. I'm not going to call anybody out, but I saw someone call one of them a bust in the chat and Discord. It's way too early to call them bust or not a bust because they're way too young. Like you can't make that call yet. But when you have
now, hold on. I can't say who is a bust.
That's
Nico.
That's but when you have, and I'm just going to focus on these two here, and I think we really need to get away from giving each of these guys a drive. We need to just get to where instead of rotating 3, we're rotating 2 and then spelling the third one in to provide rest. Yeah. Star Thomas on the year is averaging 5.8 yards per attempt. Deshaun Bishop, 6.8 yards per attempt. But the more important part to me, 3.63 yards after contact per attempt for Star and 4.73 yards after contact for Deshaun Bishop on the year. Star Thomas, 11 runs for 10 plus yards. Deshaun Bishop, 7. You've got 2 running backs giving you 18 10 plus yard runs over 4 games.
Freaks,
why are we only giving them each the ball 3 times in the first half of any game?
Bro, Deshaun Bishop is a freak. And it's so weird, man, because I think here's the honest truth, right? And this is just when people watch football and they're not really understanding really anything about it. They're just seeing like what they like to see. What everybody has seen from Star Thomas is the same like Dylan Sampson flashy play, right? Like the spin moves and the loop, like the hurdles and all of that. It's cute. It's cool. And he's being productive, right? But he's also like the new shiny toy. Like he's the new guy. So everybody's like, oh, Star Thomas. Wow. The constant machine getting like been consistent, even was great last year in games where Dylan Sampson was not getting the ball, not running the football well. Deshaun Bishop ran the football well. Let's go back to Oklahoma in 2024. Dylan Sampson did not play great in that football game, people. Deshaun Bishop played great in that football game. I think people got to get back to like, yes, Deshaun ain't flashy, but dude he he is RB1 for a reason. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
But we
That's
need
what
to
I'm
give
gonna
him
tell
the
you.
ball like he's RB1.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many touches did he have last night?
Last night, hold on.
Was it 12 or was it more than that?
Well, I kind of jumped out and I was just looking at the whole thing. Hold on.
It's all good, bro.
Last night, his rushing attempts, he was handed the ball 11 times.
11 times. Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough, is it?
No,
I think D Bish needs to be in that 13 to 17 range, bro.
I would say minimum 15 a game for him. Unless we're just blowing the doors off somebody that like some nobody.
Yeah.
Then rest him. But 11 for him and only 10 for Star is not enough, especially when we threw it 40 times.
Yeah, we threw that thing 40 times, bro. We were letting that thing fly. I don't necessarily think it was. I don't even think it was because we had to, bro. It's like you said,
We
C2.
didn't.
Like sometimes we just were like, this feels like the right thing to do, and it just wasn't. You know what I mean?
Furthest we were ever behind in that game was like 7, right? And then in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter, we were only behind by like 3 at any
Correct.
point. So there was no reason to be out there like trying to bomb it all the time.
Correct. Y'all, let's turn the corner here. We've got our we've got our things out there on the table. It wasn't the prettiest game, but Tennessee wins a football game that you don't win typically in this new era, right? Like I hate that I hate saying this, dude, but it's true, right? The transfer portal has made the league, I can't say even, but it's made everybody competitive, right? And I feel like it has to do a lot with who you're playing, right? Like Arkansas is really struggling right now. I know that Sam Pittman got fired. They had a close game with Memphis that wasn't great. They got absolutely obliterated by Notre Dame at home yesterday. They did take an Ole Miss team down to the wire who just beat LSU. But I think we knew LSU was frauds. Let's just be real. That Clemson win looks bad. And LSU, they're frauds, man. So I think Arkansas, right, they're going to definitely come into Knoxville in 2 weeks, excited, ready to go play. Taylor Green has never seen what he's going to see in Neyland Stadium. I hope that game is exactly what the rumor is, which is a 7:45 kick on SEC Network. I hope. That could be the worst thing for him, to be honest. You're going to give Tennessee fans 12 undivided hours to get blasted and then go and cheer on their favorite team against a team that Tennessee just hasn't necessarily had a ton of success over. Even when, we were bad when we didn't have success. But last year just was just not a great football game. But now you get them at the crib. Same exact team, basically. They ain't really lost or gained anything. They had a dude break his leg in half last night, if you didn't see it. One of their top receivers. So looking ahead, what can this game do? What's the type of mark that this game left on Tennessee moving forward?
Yeah, going back to what you said about the transfer portal and NIL making everything so much more even now. That's what scares me when it comes to the clock management stuff.
Okay.
Because we cannot do that. It's been twice now this year. We got inside 30 seconds and we still had 2 timeouts. You cannot have that. That's a coaching blunder. When we get into knockdown, drag out games, I need Heupel to bring that 2022 killer instinct back. I need you to get down the field in 30 seconds off 3 plays. I'm not sure what the idea was. I'm thinking that it was a mixture of him not wanting to leave it to Max and him also not wanting to leave it to Jeff Levy. But we just got to be smarter in those situations. We got to execute better. And if we just do those 2 things, we would be a lot better heading into the season. But it makes me uncomfortable right now. But it's a win. I'm happy with it. Let's get healthy. Let's get on to Arkansas.
C2, what you thinking, bro?
I think we're in a pretty good spot. I don't agree that was our last hard game this year. That's
Yeah,
an
I don't agree with that.
absurd statement to make. Alabama just beat Georgia. I still don't think Alabama's as good as Alabama of old.
Yeah.
But what I do know is we can't go into Alabama and play like we did last night and expect to come out with a win. Now, maybe we do because our defense scores 14 points like they did last night, right?
Right.
But it's just not likely. As good or as bad as Florida is, I don't think we can expect to go into Gainesville, because if you give that team any amount of hope to upset us at home in a stadium that doesn't need cowbells to make noise, and that's the thing. Like Alabama doesn't need cowbells to make noise. So that like they're not worried about that. Kentucky probably could use them, but
they're
between
bad, bro. They are bad. Who
They
they're
are bad.
bad. That's a bad football team. Mark Stoops might not even make it to our game. Legit.
Yeah, we've got Alabama and Oklahoma, and then Florida shouldn't be a hard game, but with our history in Gainesville, God only knows.
We'll find
And
out
then
more about them after this week.
We'll find out more about Vanderbilt after this week too. I don't know what to
Exactly.
make of them yet.
I don't either, dude. A part of me is like, are they really good? And then the other part of me is like, man, them dudes is trash, bro. Like it's Vandy, bro. They are trash, but I don't know.
But regardless, we've had 4 games with our shiny new toys. We've had 4 games with our quarterback who can actually throw the ball well, which I love. We've had 4 games to figure out who on this team can contribute. Let's get back to doing what this offense under Heupel has historically done best. Run the ball to set up the pass and bomb it deep. It has worked. This year when we've done it, it's worked every year other than last year when we've done it. So let's just get back to who we are and go whoop up on some teams instead of making these games close.
Yep, I agree. I mean, you got to be happy with the win. You don't necessarily have to be happy with how it happened, but you definitely got to be happy with the win. And Tennessee does that, man. 41-34 there in Starkville, wins the football game. And now we turn our attention to the bye week, turn our attention to Arkansas. This is the beauty of this, man. Last year out of the bye week, Dylan Sampson said, man, the team was kind of practicing lackadaisical. And now we know why. I don't think that's going to happen this year, my boys. There will be no going to other games. They will go to their high school games when they get, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna go home and see their families like normal people, and not be scouting for NIL money. But y'all, it is the bye week, and so with the bye week, we like to also enjoy that as well. And so what we'll do is, obviously, we're live tonight. We will not be live tomorrow. We have no who to talk about, right? So we will have our midweek chat though on Wednesday. We'll get the boys together, just get on here and talk about some of the biggest college football games coming up this week. It's another good slate, guys. Florida, Texas, Miami, and FSU. I think Florida State's gonna bounce back. What a game that was. I think that they just got caught up, you know, like they got caught up, and a lot like our game. They struggled offensively that game. They did. And they kept fighting teeth and claw, but I think Florida State Miami is about to be pure cinema. What's that other, what I'm missing one in the SEC.
I do want to say one thing about that Florida State game.
Go.
Let's just have a moment of silence for former VFL Squirrel White for dropping that last pass, because he got thrashed. He dropped that ball, dude.
Trampled.
At least 30 frat boys running right over him as soon as he dropped that ball.
Trampled. But yeah, so we will hop on do the midweek chat. We'll have some by the numbers with C2. We'll do college football pick'ems, but we won't do pump the gas at the breaks. We're just gonna get on here and hang out for a few, and just see what everybody's doing. And then we won't have a Friday show this week, but we'll be back live the following week. Can't decide if we're going to do a Sunday night still, do a next day show, just talk about some college football games, get ready for Arkansas. But on Monday, man, you already know what it is. Monday, not tomorrow, but the following Monday, October 6th. It's going to be all about who is Arkansas. So, boys, y'all got anything else, man, before we wrap here on a Sunday?
The Vols.
3-1's better than 2-2.
Well, 4-1, right?
Yeah. 4-1.
Oh yeah, 4-1. Sorry,
I like-
4-1's
I like-
better than
Y'all, we're almost halfway through, man. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Is what it is, though.
not if we
We
make
got
the
a
playoff.
slate coming up though.
We do. This is about to be. This is go time, man.
Yep.
Gonna be. This is go time. So, thank you, everybody. Hey, shout out to you, Chatsworth, my man. Shout out to you. Says really nice session. Thanks. Yes, thank you, man. Thank you for tapping in with
Thanks,
us. So, boys, man, for my guy Dylan, for my guy C2, man, it's your boy Ruck in the building. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, join Apple, Spotify. Y'all know what to do. Like it, share it, comment, rate it 5 stars. Let the people know why they need to be listening to Straight Up Tennessee, baby. But we'll see you guys live on Wednesday evening, man, for the midweek chat. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. We love y'all, man. Go Vols. 4-1 headed into the bye week. All eyes point to Arkansas. We'll see you on Wednesday.